Hey, what is going on, everyone? In today's video, I want to cover everything that is new in the August 1st update for Once Human. We're not going to be going over every single little bug fix and optimization, but I've linked the patch notes down in the description below if you are interested in checking those out. They've made some great quality of life improvements as well as adding some new features and new items, so let's get straight into it. So first off, they've made some small improvements to the map, where now if you click on certain icons such as monoliths right here or silos, you will now get some more details about it, as well as an option to team up. So if you go ahead and click on this, it brings you to the looking for group feature in the game, and you are able to find other people that are doing that specific monolith or silo or whatever it might be. So I'm at a silo right now. If I actually go ahead and click on this, you can see I can get all the details about this as well as team up. So I believe you still need to be at a specific monolith or silo if you are the host to start it, but you can at least now look at this on the map and join another team, and if that host is at that spot, they can just pull you in. They've also added the option for a combat invitation for public crisis events. So you can see right here, I have the dark side on this world. And if I actually left click and go into the details up here, you'll see a combat invitation. If I go ahead and click this, it will say send successful. And then in the world chat, you'll see it says join the public crisis event, the dark side, which world it is, and then you can accept the challenge and join the fight. And if someone were to click that, they get automatically teleported to that location for that public crisis event. Now, I have noticed it's not for every public crisis event. Like the fishing event, obviously, I don't really think it makes sense to have a combat invitation for, but also the Manibus event doesn't seem to also have this ability to share it in the chat, which seems a little odd. But yeah, so that is a new feature that they've added on the map. Also, speaking of silos, now if you are a solo player, there will no longer be a countdown and ready up when you are entering a silo or monolith. So I can just go to the silo right here, click enter, and it will bring me directly into it. And also, you'll see on the victory screen now that there are actually little kind of highlights in order to highlight players with outstanding performances. You'll also notice that they've updated a few of the sounds, so a few of the menu sounds are different now, as well as when you collect items, you'll hear a little sound as well, so they've made some improvements there to these sound effects. They've also made some updates when you hold tab and you see this wheel. You can see a lot more options here, so I imagine that this is preparing for the controller support that's supposed to be coming in the middle of August. And one of the biggest additions in this update is the introduction of memetic specialization memory fragments. So you have a chance to get one of these when you use a controller on a chest. So for example, when you complete a silo or defeat a boss at a monolith, you can choose to use a controller on that chest and you have a chance for a memory fragment to drop. So essentially what these memory fragments are is they're tied to specific specializations, and they allow you to replace an existing specialization with whatever the memory fragment is. So for example, if I head over to my memetics and I click on specializations, you'll see a new option on the right side here for memory fragments. You can have 3 of these per season, so you can use 3 memory fragments per season. They will not transfer to the next season, so just keep that in mind. And if I click on this right here, you can see the different kind of level pools for different memory fragments and specializations. So you can see I have this one right here for long-term storage. So this doubles the shelf life of dishes that I cook myself. And you can see that I can replace either a level 5, level 10, or level 15 memetic specialization effect. So that would be the first 3 right here. I could basically choose to replace that with this long-term storage one if I choose. You also are able to trade memory fragments with other players, and you can place them in vending machines. So I imagine this is going to be a pretty popular item in vending machines. I would love to know what you think about this. I think this is a pretty large change, and I would love to see your opinion down in the comments below. They've also made some changes to some vehicles here, so they've increased the acceleration and maximum speed of low-level motorcycles. They've also slightly increased the acceleration and maximum speed of the off-roaders and the coupes. They've also added this new setting for the vehicle camera, allowing you to toggle it on and off. This basically will center the camera when you are driving. They've also updated the UI a little bit while you're driving, so you can see the radio station in the bottom right now. And also, when you are stuck in your vehicle, there is now a function where if you just hold down the accelerate key, it will free the vehicle. Also, when it comes to vehicle repairs, heavily damaged vehicles must now be repaired before they're allowed to be upgraded. They've also made some updates to the planter box, so they now added a continuous planting option. So this will plant the last seed and fertilizer that you used over and over until you run out of that seed or fertilizer. So if I went and I chose right here to plant the blueberry seed, and sorry, I'm getting some weird audio glitches right now. I don't know why you hear my motorcycle. I guess that's also something that came in the update. But if I plant this blueberry seed here with this regular fertilizer, I can then go ahead and go to the next one and just hit G right here, and you can see that this feature will automatically use the previously remembered seeds and fertilizers. Please ensure you have sufficient items in stock. So if I do that, it will plant another blueberry. So this is not planting what was previously planted in this planter box. It's using whatever you planted last yourself. They've also adjusted some of the options when it comes to deviations. So for combat deviations, you can now walk up and just hit G to synchronize them to your cradle. And then now in order to withdraw a deviation, you have to actually go into the facility menu, and you'll see withdraw is in the bottom right when you hit U. Also in the settings, they've now added a camera height option. So you can do this to basically slightly raise the camera height for your character. And at all of the settlements, if you now go to the Nisa vendor right here, you'll notice a new item called Nisa's Loot Crate. So essentially what this is, it's 400 sproutlets, and you have a 30% chance of obtaining a legendary mod when you open up this loot crate. If a mod is not obtained, you will either get 200 acid, 20 barreled premium fuel, or 67 stardust source. And also related to Nisa and the Sproutlet events, the Rosetta trucks will now automatically drop Sproutlets even if the player does not attack them, and they've also increased the quantity of the Sproutlets and reward drops. And in the settlements, you'll also notice that Claire's shop is now part of the regular settlement shop, so the stuff that she was selling can now be purchased at the standard settlement shops. And if you go to your scenario now and you head to stage 5 or phase 5, you'll notice that there's now a server-wide stage task. So we can get some Star Crom by completing the Close Encounter Manibus and the Prime War, and it will contribute to the progress of this. So at 33.3%, everyone will get 3,000 Star Crom, 66%, 2,500 Star Crom, and then 100% we get 2,000 Star Crom. So a good amount of Star Crom right here if everyone on the server can work on the Manibus and the Prime War together. And if you press F3 on your keyboard, you'll see there is now an August event called Midsummer's Gateway. So this is a 3-part event. You can see that this first part is from August 1st to September 5th. If I click on this, you can see that you can claim certain rewards throughout this event. And then if you head over to the second part here, you can see this starts at 6 a.m. on August 22nd, and then this one will unlock after the August 15th update. So these are all throughout August, and once these are completed, you'll also be getting the Midsummer's Gateway reward right here, which is the Crimson Spider Gloves, Fulfilled Wish Vest, Kids Doodle Pants, and the Butterflies Beacon Furniture Formula, as well as 2,500 Star Crom. And also for the first part of this event, it's just good to see that we will be getting some cosmetic tokens as well, because I know a lot of people haven't really gotten a lot of these cosmetic tokens, so it's good to see that they're going to be gifting them to us. They've also added some new stuff to the shop, so now they have this Racing Loon theme pack that looks pretty cool. They've also added this neon bundle for weapons that also looks pretty sweet. And they've even added some cosmetics specifically for the vending machine, which is pretty interesting. And then lastly, in the shop, they've also added this Sunny Coast living room set that looks pretty interesting here. But those are all the major things they've added to this update. They've also made a ton of optimizations and bug fixes. So again, I've linked the patch notes down in the description below if you're interested in combing through those. Let me know, what do you think about this update? I know we're getting another update on August 15th that hopefully will add controller support to the game. So I'm excited for that one. But thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy the video, definitely drop a like down below and subscribe to help support the channel. And feel free to join our Discord community as well. We've got a ton of players in there, so if you're new to the game and you need some help, you got some questions, it's a great place to go to get on the right track. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and take care.